Beginning in 1694 as a hospital for men invalided out of the Royal Navy, then becoming the Royal Naval College for trainee officers until 1997, there's 300 years of senior service history here. And while the exterior is spectacular, I'm on my way to see the interior of just one of these buildings. "40,000 square feet of exquisitely painted ceiling. Britain's answer to the Sistine Chapel." And here it is, the painted hall. Well, it's an amazing sight, isn't it?
Welcome, yeah, it is quite.
It started as a hospital for injured sailors. Why would you need a hall of this scale and magnificence?
Well, I think it shows the aspirations behind the project here. This was to project to the world the importance of the British Navy and also the cultural ambitions of the nation as a whole.
At a time when Britain is expanding, getting stability with a new Protestant king and queen,
right,
and moving on. The deeply unpopular Catholic monarch James II had been removed from power through what's known as the Glorious Revolution, restoring a Protestant monarchy. The painted ceiling aimed to show that.
And at the centre of the ceiling we have William and Mary, the founders of the Royal Hospital for Seamen here at Greenwich, and they are sitting underneath a canopy of state. William is taking an olive branch from a figure representing peace and presenting it together with the red cap of liberty to a kneeling figure representing Europe. So peace and liberty being brought to Europe by the new order. Of course, they had to find somebody to do this huge scheme. I mean, we're talking about 40,000 square feet of wall surface that needed to be decorated. But also the subject was the Protestant succession of William and Mary, so they had to find a Protestant painter to do what was essentially a job which only European and French and Italian painters could traditionally do. But they found someone, and his name was James Thornhill, and he was an emerging English artist. And he got the job, and he spent 19 years completing the work here.
And during that time, he had to keep up with the changing monarchy, beginning with Queen Anne, seen here on the ceiling of the upper hall, and concluding with the Hanoverian succession. George I, who actually first set foot in Britain, his new kingdom, here in Greenwich on the 18th of September, 1714. The hall was the first part of the Naval Hospital to be finished. It proved a very grand dining room for the patients and latterly students, but its intention always was to showcase Britain's power and aspiration, how the Royal Navy was beginning to build Britain's empire while protecting home shores. Visitors will be left in no doubt of this. And we can see the hall now in its full glory, as it would have been when new. £8.5 million has been spent on an incredibly detailed and sympathetic restoration. 20 conservators spent a total of 13,000 hours doing the work. The high scaffolding reminiscent of that used by the original team of artists. It's only when you're in the painted hall for some amount of time that you truly get to understand fully the genius of the artist and the artwork that's on display. Particularly trompe-l'oeil, that means a trick of the eye. And the best way to explain that is here at this fireplace. Marble, as you would expect, but look above it. The marble top piece to the fireplace is actually done in paint, and that is all around the painted hall, even down to what would be marble sculptures done in paint.
Well, this is one of the great treasures of world architecture and art. It's unique. The painted hall, the lower hall ceiling above us is technically the largest painting in Britain. And this is certainly the largest decorated dining room, I would think, in Northern Europe. So we have an object of magnificence here.